Rosie, it's good to have you back. We had so much fun last week. We decided to do it again at the L'Alliance, New York's Florence Gould Theater on West 59th Street in Midtown Manhattan, your turf.
My turf, yes.
Came all this way just to do this with you.
Thank you.
Last week we showed Strange Love of Martha Ivers. This week we're showing an absolute classic, Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train. So tell us what you love about this movie.
I love everything about this movie. This is my favorite Hitchcock movie of all time. And people go, oh, come on, what about North by Northwest or Rope, which Farley Granger was in as well? No, this is hands down, and it's because of one character, Bruno. My gosh, what a psychopath, you know? And so well dressed at it. You know, I just...
Yes.
I heard that Hitchcock was looking for Robert to play this role. Is that true?
I'm not entirely sure how he came to cast Robert Walker and if there were other choices, but it's very complicated, this character. And I find this movie totally fascinating because the straight actor, Robert Walker, is playing pretty obviously gay
yes.
character in the movie. And the gay actor, Farley Granger, is playing the straight guy
yes.
in the movie. So
yes.
it is, in fact, a crisscross.
It is a crisscross, yeah. And what's funny is that Hitchcock didn't want Granger because he didn't think he was masculine enough to play against a gay character, which is hilarious, you know what I mean? Because you ask a gay person, you know, you don't need like opposites attracting every single time and everything. But I also read up that Robert and Hitchcock would get together and try to have gestures to show that he was gay. And I thought that was pretty laughable on one hand, but then also brilliant because for Robert, his portrayal of that, it's very, very subtle. But yet it's not, you know what I mean? It's really, really a smart performance and his best performance, you know, ever.
Oh, by far. I mean, this is what he's known for. He is known for this role. He made a lot of other good movies, you know, and died tragically young. But he is fantastic in this. And of course, the book it's all spelled out in the book. I mean, there's no mistaking what's subtext in the movie is not subtext in the book. It's pretty obvious. And I do want to point out that this being a lot of people's favorite Hitchcock movie, it is written by two women.
Yes.
I mean, which is kind of fascinating. So the book is from Patricia Highsmith. It was her first mystery novel, you know, and she would go on to write dozens and dozens of them. She's one of the best noir writers to ever live. And she was gay, right? So she was putting a lot of her own self into these characters.
A lot of lesbian characters, yes.
Absolutely. I mean, she wrote The Price of Salt that became the movie
Carol
with Kate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. It says on the screen that the screenplay is by Raymond Chandler. It's not. Alfred Hitchcock and Raymond Chandler did not get along. But Chandler didn't match up well with anybody, really. I mean, he hated Billy Wilder when they wrote Double Indemnity together.
No.
Oh, yeah. They did not get along. And because of that script is why Hitchcock agreed, like, let him take a crack at it. And Chandler didn't really know how to write a screenplay. So it's actually written by a woman named Chenzi Ormond, who is an assistant to Ben Hecht, who was the greatest screenwriter in Hollywood history. So she figured it out. So I just find it interesting that the novel's by a woman, the screenplay is by a woman, and it grasps this psychology of these men, you know, so well. So well.
Can I make a confession?
Of course.
I started reading about Raymond Chandler because of your show, and a lot of other crime writers as well, because you talk so well about them, and I get so curious about these things that I go on there and I buy the book online, and then I'm all in. Yeah, so thank you for that.
My work here is done. Fantastic. That's so great.
Yeah.
I'll send you some stuff.
All right.
I'll send you some books that I think you would enjoy then. Okay, Rosie, we have teased this enough. I think we should let the people see this movie.
Yeah.
From 1951, here are Farley Granger, Robert Walker, and Ruth Roman in Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Strangers on a Train. Rosie, I never get tired of watching that movie.
Me
It is
too.
so fantastic.
It is. It is.
So many great set pieces in the movie. What are your highlight moments in the film?
There's too many to count. First of all, as a New Yorker, excuse me, can we talk about the tennis scene? You know, all right?
yeah,
You know,
yes,
so
yes.
yeah, my husband was like, my father played on those courts. So yeah, so that was really exciting to me to see that. The carousel scene is so terrifying to me because I had read that that was an actual stunt. They made that old man do that. That was no trickery going on.
Well, the very first film book I ever read was Hitchcock Truffaut, where Francois Truffaut interviewed Hitchcock about the making of all his films. And that's where I heard that story where Hitchcock said, you're not going to believe this, but that old guy actually climbed under the carousel and we photographed him doing that. Like if he raised his head 6 inches, whoosh, decapitation, you know?
Never would happen today.
No,
Never would
they
happen
would not
today.
allow that today.
Yeah, but I love that. I love the close-up of the glasses.
Yes.
I love the tension of when they go into the amusement park and Bruno is following.
The stalking of Laura Elliott, yeah, who played the
Terrifying.
guy's wife, yeah.
Oh my gosh, because you're like, is he gonna do it now? No, he's not. He didn't do it. Is he gonna do it now? No, he didn't do it. When is he gonna do it? Oh my gosh, when you see how he does it, it's so raw. It's so honest. I know that sounds weird, an honest killing, but that's what it was. That's what it was. And he was just like, that scene haunted me when I first saw it. Like I was afraid, I was literally afraid to see this movie a second time because of that scene. It's just so well done, so well done.
Well, let's give some credit to the cinematographer, Robert Burks. It was the first movie he did with Hitchcock.
Oh.
And Robert Burks was the head of the photographic special effects department at Warner Brothers in the 1940s. And then he graduated up to being a cinematographer. And he shot a lot of movies with Hitchcock. Most of his great movies in the 50s, Robert Burks shot them, including, I mean, this is a masterpiece in black and white, but he won the Oscar for To Catch a Thief, which was gorgeous, full color. And he shot most of Hitchcock's movies. And you mentioned the tennis sequence. This is worth going into because in the book, Guy is not a tennis player. He's an architect. I think that was part of the way they tried to make Farley a more virile, masculine character, was making him an athlete instead of an architect. And of course, it led to that classic shot where everybody is following the ball, and then you just see Bruno
his
sitting
face
there,
doesn't move.
you know, straight ahead.
Yeah, the psycho that he is. And I also love this film because it answers the question that the reason why I love film noir as well is that you don't know who you really are until you are put in a certain position. You know what I mean? You really don't. And people go, oh, I would never do that. Really? And I think that's why there's such fascination today with true crime because of that, you know, because you just cannot believe the depths that human beings can go to. And Farley Granger's character, you see there's a part of him like, yeah, I wish I could kill my wife. You know, who says that? You know, or even, you know, there's many people may think it or, you know, or say it or whatever. Would you go that far? So there's a point in the film you're thinking, he's looking at the Bruno character like, this guy's crazy and he's trying to keep it under wraps because he's slowly realizing that he's psychopathic.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's not let me get out, you're crazy, no, I can never do that. He still kind of plays him a little bit. He keeps him a little bit at bay, which was the wrong decision to do.
Correct.
You know, for me, my dark mind, I'm like, was there a hint of him saying, nah, I could never, you know? And so.
Rosie, you just gave a like textbook definition of film noir. Like it's people realizing what they're capable of, things they never thought they could do. And it's interesting because in the book, Guy Haines is a killer.
Yes.
I mean, they both commit the murders. But when Warner Brothers made the movie, it was like, no way. We're not doing that. You have to have one good guy, right? And so that was a significant change. Rosie, I think we should do this again.
Oh, I would love to.
Make me a huge promise. When you come back on TCM, you have to appear with me and not with that other guy.
Oh, yeah, that other guy.
That other guy.
What's his name?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
You got it.
But
Deal.
yeah, okay, deal. Anytime. The door is open. The Noir Alley door is open to you, Rosie, at any time.
Thank
you are
you.
a true fan.
Thank you. This is such a treat. It really is. And I love you. And this has been wonderful. Thank you very much.
A pleasure. Unfortunately, Rosie won't be here next time, but I will be. And until then, see you in the shadows.
Next on TCM, dial M for murder, then wait until dark, and later, Forbidden Planet. Nothing's off limits on TCM tonight.